A light bulb conspiracy? This one is crazy. Do you use light bulbs? If you do, then there's something you should know. Light bulbs are worse than they were 100 years ago, and companies are doing it on purpose. Let me explain. After the light bulb was invented in the early 1800s, scientists experimented with ways to improve it. With each new improvement, the lifespan of light bulbs increased. Thomas Edison's first commercial light bulb, for example, lasted 14 hours. That lifespan quickly grew throughout the years, and by 1920, some light bulbs could last up to 2,500 hours. This scientific advancement seemed to be a win for everyone, but one group of people didn't think so. In 1924, this group held a secret meeting in Switzerland. Who were these people? Executives from the world's leading light bulb manufacturers. Leaders from Philips, General Electric, and other global companies all met together. And what they discussed was kept secret for years. In that meeting, they formed a light bulb cartel. You see, a long-lasting light bulb is great for the average consumer like you or me. But for these companies, it wasn't a very good business strategy. The longer light bulbs lasted, the less light bulbs people would need to buy, and thus the less business these companies would do. So they all agreed to reduce the lifespan of their bulbs, making it necessary for customers to buy light bulbs more often. These companies even tested each other's light bulbs, making sure none of them lasted too long. If anyone was discovered making longer lasting light bulbs, they would be fined by other members of the cartel. And if you think that's crazy, wait until you hear this next part. These companies actually instructed their developers to make light bulbs worse. That means that the people who were once trying to improve light bulbs were now purposely looking for ways to decrease their effectiveness. They did this by experimenting with less durable and less effective materials. And the worst part? When these companies started using cheaper materials, this cheapness wasn't reflected in the price of the light bulbs. So even though they purposely made their products worse, these companies still charged the same amount, which in turn meant even more money for them. The cartel is no longer around, but many companies today still use this tactic. Now it's referred to as planned obsolescence. This happens when any company or manufacturer purposely makes a product faulty or inefficient so the consumer has to buy more of that product. We see this today in things like cars, electronics, and the fashion industry. It's infuriating, right? When a company sells you something and a year later you have to replace it because it wasn't as durable as it should have been. Well, believe it or not, some people are okay with this practice. They argue that planned obsolescence keeps companies in business, which in turn creates job opportunities and livelihoods. Still, it's concerning to think that companies are making their products bad on purpose just to make more money. Do you think this is right? Leave a comment and make sure to follow for more.